So our gene is called osteothin. Alright, before we get into the gene, fun facts, of course. Cancer kills 7.1 million people worldwide, which, of course, 4 million of those people die prematurely between the ages of 30 to 69, and 39% are diagnosed with cancer.
So what our gene will basically, this is a video in a second, what our gene will basically do is add to the cell that basically moves around, tells cells when to die. What it will add to it is a little marker that it will give to a cell it tells to die, so a marker is foreign to the body. So for this visual aid here, let's say these cells are healthy cells in your body, and then these cells are immune system cells just kind of floating around making sure everything stays safe. And then this cell gets a mutation when it splits, and it suddenly is no longer listening to the cell that tells it to die. So it starts mutating rapidly, which is what we call cancer. So it mutates very rapidly and grows over time. Now one of the cells that floats around and tells cells when to die realizes there's a lot of skin cells for this area and we don't need this many, so we should tell food to die. So it moves up to the cancer, and that one's up there, and starts marking and telling it to die, but it won't listen, so it will now be marked foreign to the body. Now that it's marked foreign to the body, the immune system will start going to work to kill it since it thinks it's an outside intrusion. And over time, the immune system will slowly destroy those cancer cells as it marks it until it's back to healthy.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of the immune system cells out of the body and put our gene into the immune system cells, and then re-put them back into the body, and then eventually they would split to the point where there's enough to cover the whole body with our gene.
And kind of like the risk and benefits almost. Of course, we would test it before we ever release this. A risk, pretty big one, is that the possibility of this gene possibly going rogue and possibly killing anything. But of course, we would test it before we ever let it go to human population, of course. And the benefits, of course, are it could save lives, millions of lives. But of course, your immune system will go at a much faster rate, like it would work overtime, so it would, of course, make you tired. But, of course, I mean, again, we'd be testing it on like rats and stuff to make sure that nothing bad happens overall. So.
And also, neat little fact, the name Osterotin is actually German for exterminator. So, he loves it. Alright, no one would like to invest with ideas.
So what are the big diseases again that this is seeking to help out with?
Cancer, just cancer in like general.
So you mentioned about the immune system cells being taken outside of the body. What are the possible unintended consequences that might happen there? Because that worries me some. I love the idea of trying to fix cancer, but in terms of if you're going to mess with someone's immune system, it seems like there might be greater problems that would occur. How would you kind of sell those to make sure?
Well, we weren't gonna take like all of the immune system cells. We were only gonna take like a small amount so that it's not just so that it could slowly get back into the other cells.
They would divide pretty much. So like the little amount we would take, we'd put back in, and once they divide, you know.
Over time, it'll become meat.
Yeah.